I'm Maria Barkley. I used to be a cronier. I grew up in Bulawayo. I was born in Choma in Zambia. And as a little girl, my dad and my mom immigrated to Rhodesia at the time, which is now Zimbabwe, and I grew up there in Bulawayo, and then we immigrated to South Africa.
My name is James Barkley, and as Maria said, we've been married for quite some time. 10 or 11 years, eh?
Yeah, almost 10 years, yeah.
So time flies when you're having fun, eh?
The reason I started with Oasis is years ago when I was working for another company. I used to ride around a lot in the rural areas, and I noticed that there was a big need for water. They didn't even have water to bath or wash, never mind good drinking water. And at that time I was living in Witbank, which is where Oasis originally started. And I knew that they were busy producing purified water there. And I said, if I ever open a business of my own, I'd like to do this, to bring water to the community, good drinking water. And yes, I resigned from the company I was working for, and with my pension, I put the pension money and I opened up Oasis Water.
We invested into a water trailer. The capacity is about 2,500 litres, and the whole idea is because we live in a rural area, there are serious problems with water supply and potable water also, and especially going through periods like this that we are in droughts and this sort of thing. Access to good water, drinking water for the communities is very, very difficult. They walk for miles, they push wheelbarrows, they carry on and things like that. They do have boreholes in the communities, but they're very sparse, and boreholes also have a tendency to dry up. So the idea is to get Oasis water into these villages and communities and making it more readily available. So the plan is to expand. We have basically 2 outlets at this point in time where we supply to customers, but to get more into the rural communities itself on almost like a daily basis, cycling to various areas, so that people know that when the Oasis trailer stops there, they're getting good quality water.
Yeah, and we're also involved with recycling. We have got a big recycling bin outside our shop where we, with a notification that people can come put in their empty plastic bottles in there. Our plastic bags from the shop also goes in there, and that gets collected on a weekly, sometimes bi-weekly basis to be then shipped off to the factories that recycle it. And we also have got 3 guest houses that are bringing their recycled bottles to us. We're actually going to drop off bins with them. I've negotiated with a company, local company, that have what they call roller bins. And we're going to drop off at all these outlets, and we're going to contact our big outlets and also put roller bins there for people to put empty plastic bottles in there, and that will then be collected as well at the various points. So we're quite proud of that it's a green initiative, looking after the environment as well. So we are excited about that, and the recycling is part of who Oasis is, and to look after our environment. My daughter, when she finished school, she worked for me for a while. You know, it was a stepping stone for her. She didn't want to go and study. She had options to study, but she couldn't make a decision. Then she worked for me, and she was so good. I mean, you know, the youngsters are fast and furious, and she worked for me, and even people complimented me, said, you know, when you went away on holiday, your daughter was there and she did this, and you know, she just fell into the business. And they've seen it, you know, when they were still at school, the 2 younger ones knew exactly what was happening. They knew what labelling was, they knew what capping was, they knew what everything was. So yes, she's worked there. My sister worked for a while when I was still working and had the business in the beginning, because I couldn't afford myself. So I still worked, and my sister was needing a job, so I said, come and work. And she worked for me until I could resign, get to the point where I see there's growth, but there's no further growth. And I knew I need to be there. And I just took the plunge and I resigned and I went to the shop, and I never looked back from that time. The growth, just constant growth. And my nephews work there also as a stepping stone. My oldest son and his wife are interested in running the business when we either go, probably before we retire, and if we pass away, you know, then they're interested in managing the business and running the business to keep that legacy going, for the hard work, you know, that's been put in, you know. People know Oasis in town as well, you know, that we're friendly, we're open, and we're helpful, like a family. My staff they see it as family, and they've said that to us, you know, and we've even now decided to assist them in how to plan for themselves financially. We've got a financial advisor out to come and talk to them and give them booklets and give them advice on pension, on medical, and you know, saving and things like that. So, you know, and I think that's important, because if your employee is happy and satisfied and feels that he's not just doing a job, you are there for him as well, he's happy, you're going to keep them, you know, you're not going to have that big staff turnover, which some companies have, and it does affect your work.